It went tough for J Money Wingant. It was not the J Money day. I don't think he was at his absolute best. I have seen better of J Money, but I also think maybe Nico was just a tiny bit too good. It's alright, it happens. We'll get a different challenge for J Money in the future, and we'll get something else for Nico as well. Here we go, guys. It is now or never for the United States of America if we want to make sure we can get at least a draw. Are we having a good time? Last time I said that, it led into a great clip. Let's hope we have a good time with this one.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
Here we go. Incorporeal. In the top left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who loves his gateway units. He's been a gateway fan for a long time. Still representing Root, perhaps. It is Heaven. Winner of this best of 5 gets $100 from Basilisk. The loser will still get a 25. In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of the man who just launched his own coaching platform. So maybe some of you guys have seen or read something about that. It is a GamerRichy from the UK. We had Richie Jr. Now we've got the big GamerRichy. I've known Richie as a Terran that is kind of down to do a little bit of everything. He can be very aggressive, he can be all-in-y, but I think he's also somewhat comfortable to play a macro game. Heaven can be a very greedy Protoss though. So if you don't kill him early, you can actually end up in the scenario we see so often lately in professional PvT, where the Terran is hanging on for dear life on 3 bases, and then the Protoss is sitting there on 7. And they've got the entire map. And they've got a 5-digit bank. And I'm sure that GamerRichy doesn't want to find himself in that position. Thank you to somebody gave me 10 buckies. I don't have the right activity feed for that. I got 4 buckies early and I got 10 buckies now. I don't know where it's from, but I appreciate you guys. It's very sweet. It will go to the Vicky Volvo fund. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the front logo of the Volvo cars. You can get a little upgrade where they wrap it in black and then it looks a bit sexier and a bit more modern. I was like, alright, if you're getting a new car, I feel like you need to do that. So I told Vicky that I would take care of them. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to share some pictures with you guys. Thank you, Razor. Sorry, mate. I don't have. I only have my Twitch activity feed, which shows follows, which shows rates, which shows subscriptions, but it doesn't show any of the PayPal donations that come through. Always grateful for it. Who you got winning the FIFA Club World Cup? I think 99% certain the winner of Byron against PSG, right? That is what I'm feeling. Whoever wins tomorrow night between Byron and PSG, I think gets it. And honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards Munich. Did I watch Cure Rainer? I watched most of it. I definitely did not watch every second of it. It was very long. But I caught a little glimpse here, I caught a little glimpse there. Surprising outcome to me, but not something that concerns me. I have a lot of confidence in Rainer getting closer to the Esports World Cup, so I'm not worried. Richie has opened up a double Reaper Hellion, but Heaven is showing me that you do not actually have to lose 7 probes here, Roddy. You can do this thing that Protoss players are known for, and that is walling off. He has walled off with the shield battery as well. That's gonna make his life rather easy. You paid $100 for the blue neon in the pedal area. Not familiar with that, but maybe we can look into it. Not a sentry you can kill. Sometimes it's very tempting, guys, to go for the sentry, because the sentry is obviously a unit that doesn't move as quick as many of these Terran units. Reapers and Hellions are quicker. Good job denying the probe. Only loses the Hellion. That's not too bad. Charge first. I recently, somewhat recently, was it 2 weeks ago, had a day with Zombie Grub where we casted over 20 games of PvP in a row. One of the best of 7s that we were casting, or best of 5, whatever it was between Beyond and Lemon. Lemon went charge first almost every game in that entire qualifier. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if Heaven likes it, we're gonna let Heaven play the way he wants. Charge first against Widowmine drop is already annoying too. You got a Subaru? When I was young, it was all about that gold and blue Subaru Impreza. That was a dream car when I was a kid. And now I've just revealed my age to all of you. Good job by Heaven, by the way, guys, killing the GamerRichy prefers killing the hallucinated Phoenix over a probe. That's a bit surprising to me. A couple forces go down, Reapers get stuck. I am impressed by Heaven's ability of killing that medevac. You don't have Blink. You have a couple Stalkers, but obviously not a crazy amount of Stalkers. You don't have a Phoenix. I feel like that is a medevac that GamerRichy is not supposed to lose, but the Widowmine was still active in the main. Sorry guys, completely forgot about it. But we actually got 5 probes there. That's pretty big. The Widowmine that was left behind in the main managed to get another shot off. I did not expect that. Heaven did not expect that either. You probably auto-targeted the Phoenix. Yeah, I feel like where else would you be looking? Double Forge. Charge first, double Forge. Honestly, you guys know what Dana White would have to say about this build.
That's fucking illegal.
I apologize for his language, guys. Uncle Dana is known to be a little bit out of line. Charge first, double Forge. Well, most certainly a build. Are we ever gonna get Blink? We've got 500 gas. Is he gonna go Templar Archives here, or what are we doing? 9 gates, 10 gates, 10 gateways. 3 base, 10 gate, double Forge. And a Templar Archives, okay. If they made WRX skins for Hellions, would you use them? Yeah, I've said many times in the past that it would be so freaking awesome if we would live in a world where, you know, Blizzard Activision would still really care about Starcraft and surprise us with cool things. Where imagine if they would partner up with Red Bull Racing and they could turn the Hellions into like little Red Bull F1 cars and that kind of stuff. That'd be so freaking cool. Or any other auto manufacturer. Be super fun. I would obviously love to give them a couple buckies for that stuff. But all of that is a pipe dream. I don't think we're gonna see that, unfortunately. We're gonna get a bunch of Zealots. We're gonna morph our first High Templar into an Archon War Prism of Heaven. Flies straight over the Marines. I guess Heaven didn't really see his army move out. He wants to take this fight. It is before the 1-1 upgrade. I don't like this fight for Heaven. Oh, I do not like this fight for Heaven at all. And Heaven doesn't really like it either, but he just doesn't have that much. He's got 10 gateways, to be fair. So the longer this goes on, the better it will be. That one Archon was tanking for a while, but it has died. The second Archon dies. I don't think we ever get that critical mass of Protoss units that we need to get on top of this bio. Maybe we can buy... Oh, he's going to pull the probes. He's going to pull the probes with a couple of Zealots coming in from the left. Good job by GamerRichy, gunning down those Zealots first, making sure the tank survives. And that will do it. The UK on the 4th of July is just unstoppable. 1-0 lead. Now, this was on the European server, if I'm not No, it's on America, actually. So it's GamerRichy who takes the 1-0 lead on the American server. As we move over to Europe for game 2. That's a big win by Richie. Heaven just saw it too late, right? He just saw that a little bit too late. That initial engagement, getting in range, losing 5 units, then disengaging. Second Archon not quite ready yet. It all adds up. Against these builds, the SCV pulls. There's not a lot of room for error. Losing a few more probes than I think we were supposed to against that forgotten Widowmine in the main. That didn't help, but I'm just not a believer in this charge first stuff. I can see it be good once in a while as a surprise. If you're a strong believer that there is a chance that the Terran does some sort of like a Gumio opening where they move out with 4 Marines and a tank, right? And then a second tank and a few more slow Marines show up. That's when I think charge first as a surprise can be good. But as a reliable, consistent opener, I feel like it's a bit underwhelming. And game 2 will be played on a pylon. If we win the 4-0, the USA has to adopt the day-day, month-month, year-year system. Honestly, mate, even if America won 4-0, I would be very happy if they could ever adopt that system. The American dates are really annoying. It makes no sense. I've always hated that. GG's Roscoe, well done. Solid win, mate. I would have loved to see him in the final game just commit. Even if you scouted that starport, I would have loved to see him just continue with the original plan. But I also understand the fear of being scouted early. It is what it is. Shout out to On The Tanks as well for the 30 months. We had patches with the 10 earlier. Thank you guys. Here we go.
Round 2. Fight!
Top left side, down 0-1. Probably not having a good time, because I don't think he expected to go down 0-1 on the American server. But a lot of Starcraft still left to be played. This is heaven. I do like heaven. Fun streamer too. If you guys are on the market for another fun Protoss streamer, I do recommend heaven. In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of our UK Terran, the man who recently launched his coaching platform. It is GamerRichy. And he's going to open up with the Makarex. Look at that. Second time today that we see a Terran build a barracks in the natural. If you guys are somewhat new to StarCraft and you're wondering why would they do this, what do you get out of it, you're hoping to strike a little bit of fear into the heart of the Protoss, where they scout, they don't see a Rex, and they're like, oh my god, we're being cheesed. And then in the end, it's not all that extreme, but you don't necessarily know that as a Protoss. Big shout out to Loco for the raid. I saw Loco painting some figurines earlier. Loco is way too good at painting those figurines. I don't know how many hours this man spent on painting, but I also tried to paint figurines over at TwitchCon. If any of you guys have ever gone to TwitchCon, you probably know that they have a lot of different like workshops and presentations that you can attend. And there were two famous painters on Twitch that had a full room, and then everybody got a model and everybody had all the paint, and you could just sit down and listen to their suggestions, feedback, whatever, and try to paint. So I too, together with Hans from Basilisk, joined the painting session, and I was so bad. I created an absolute monstrosity. It looked like nothing. I really felt like I was back in elementary school, and I was as bad as I was back then. And then I thought of Loco, and I've seen Loco, his painting, his figurines. I was like, man, how the hell did Loco get so good? Why does Loco legitimately come across like an absolute painting professional? And Kalaris is very good too. I was like a kid, legit. I think that my brother's son, who is 6, I think would do better than me. But it was really fun. It was a great workshop. And the streamers who were doing the presentation, they did a really good job. It was fun. Is Loco better at painting at the poker? I say this with a lot of love, but Loco is way better in painting than he is at poker. Which is a good thing for all of us that attend the Home Story Cup. Thank you so much to Mickey Verix. I hope I said that right. For a 1,000 bits, that is awesome. GamerRichy, guys, is building a starport on the left side. Now, I'll let you guys fill in if that says more about Loco, his painting skills or his poker skills. Maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. Now, Loco's not too bad in poker. Compared to the average level at Home Story Cup, Loco ain't too bad. Not a pro, but he's not too bad. Need a little bit of lady luck. Double Reaper Hellion, not getting too much done with... did he even scout the Stargate there, guys? He did scout the Stargate, so that is nice. Wait. Oh my goodness, Heaven saw the starport. That's so big. How did Heaven find it? Does the Zelnaga just reveal this? This is probably not the best place to proxy if the Zelnaga Watchtower reveals the starport. I forgot the details of the Ace Queen hand, Loco. But yeah, Ace Queen at the Home Story Cup is an ultra premium. Since the average hand that gets played and raised and all in is way worse than Ace Queen. Unfortunate spot for GamerRichy to build the starport, but Liberator is still gonna just commit, get one throw. I don't see the point in unsieging. If he doesn't unsiege there, he gets the second kill. Like, why do we unsiege? There is a Phoenix. Maybe he thought that Phoenix was fake, but we know there is a Stargate, so I feel like it would have been better to just let that thing go. This is big. What do we do now, GamerRichy? If you're Heaven, scouting this is kind of annoying, because I don't think it was part of his build to go for a very quick robo, but he also has an Oracle, so he can just rely on the Oracle for detection anyway. At least there wasn't poker collusion at Home Story Cup. There was. A lot of things happened at the poker table during Home Story Cup. that are straight up illegal. For instance, Jacob folded Queen 4 of spades on Ace King 3 all spades. And the action was bet, 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 all in. All in. And then Jacob, sitting there on the stone cold nuts, decided to fold. I was like, Jacob, you know that's illegal in a casino, right? He was like, well, I just got scared. I was like, what are you scared of? You've got the Queen High flush on Ace King 3, all spades. Like, you can't lose at the moment. Vicky had 2 aces there, so he had top set. And Kamachi had 5 deuce of spades. A lot of things happened at that home Story Cup poker table that are very difficult to explain. He got scared of winning. Yeah. Alright guys, back to Starcraft. GamerRichy has made a little push to the other side of the map, but his Marine stepped in a stasis trap. Heaven doesn't have too many units. He decides to lift a tank and an SCV. Heaven, I think it's okay. I think it's good enough in the end. Honestly, it's not the best defense I've ever seen. The lift on the SCV and the tank were most certainly interesting, but it's good enough. GamerRichy took the 1-0 lead on the American server, but Heaven is cooking on the European server. Phoenix misses the Banshee. This Cloak Banshee could definitely hurt. If the Oracle is AFK in the middle of nowhere, if the Phoenixes are not at home. Okay, I don't know. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Did we accidentally fly a uncloaked Banshee into the main? Got scared, it went in without being scouted. And then we decided to fly it home against 4 Phoenix? You think we F2'd home? But why? If we're already here, it is highly unlikely. Oh. At that point, you may as well roll with it. Even if you didn't, maybe he never knew it was there. Maybe he never saw it. Pressed F2 and he's like, I've got a Banshee. Most certainly an evening of Starcraft 2, guys. But Heaven is cooking. After slapping down. This is a very unnecessary recall. Well, I guess there is one more Banshee. I don't know if that was truly needed, but it's alright. Heaven is cooking, and if I was Heaven, I'd just be making sure that I've got enough workers. 55 is good, 60 be even better. And then you just build the Zealots. A single sentry for a Guardian Shield would be useful. Maybe drop a Stasis Trappy, like let's say here and here, just to scout. And we just do what we do best as an American Protoss. And that is build a lot of gateway units. The 2-pack gets obliterated by a River 3 of a kind. There were a couple of definitely bad beats at the home Story Cup poker table as well. Mana was getting incredibly unlucky when I was there. Like, legitimately the most unlucky player at the entire event was Mana. It didn't matter what he did, he would just keep on losing. He would buy in, short stack, go all in, and would just lose. No matter how good he was statistically, he would just lose every hand. Until I left. And apparently the moment I left, Mana started beating everybody. And then he didn't want to play with me anymore. Because he said that I was the bearer of bad luck. Whenever I'm there, it never goes well, but if I'm not there, he's cooking. Stasis Trap still actually activates a couple of the extra Marines in the Marauder. 24 Zealots, 74 Army Supply against 74 Army Supply is actually a bit closer than I thought. With Widow Mines in the mix, there is a world where this goes bad for Heaven. I don't believe it's this world. We're gonna drag the Widow Mines over the Terran army. It kind of works, doesn't totally work, but I think it's good enough. That's so many Zealots, staseless. He's splitting up a couple Zealots as well. I love the Guardian Shield. Don't fight, mate. I don't think he had to go back here. I actually think once your Zealots are already on top of the bio and you've got a Guardian Shield, you never want to retreat. As long as the numbers are there, and it's not 3 Zealots against 40 bio units, but the numbers were there, I don't think we had to disengage, but it's all good. Playing short stack is pretty bad. I would actually disagree with that statement, Juanito. If you are playing against at least some people that have way more poker experience than you, playing short stack is actually plus EV, so to speak, in your terms. Because the deeper you are, the more complicated it gets, and the bigger the ability for your opponents to outplay you. While if you're short stack, you're keeping the game very simple for yourself. So I don't agree with that statement. I think it's fine if you're an underdog. Guardian Shield once more gets activated. Widowmine, friendly fire. Definitely a little bit as the Widowmine killed the medevac there. And Heaven's done it, guys. The storms were great. And we've got a tied up series. In my mind, this was going to be a very close one on paper. Like, I know the first two, it was like, it is what it is. It could turn into rather short one-sided games. But I thought it'd be very close between these two. And the fact that Heaven wins on Europe and GamerRichy wins on NA 2 games in kind of proves that point. No idea who's going to take it in the end. What I do know is that we are going back to the American server for Game 3. Richie remembered the stim but forgot the win. After that start, it was always going to be hard. Heaven obviously had a big start. Scouting that starport made his life pretty freaking good. It was always going to be hard for the Terran at that point. Probably not the best idea to build a starport in the range of the Xel'Naga Watchtower. In his defense, not every Protoss actually checks the Xel'Naga Watchtower, but that's just not the spot. Then you may as well build it a little bit further down or a bit further up, closer to the main base of the Protoss. But it happens. It is what it is. We are moving on. 2-0 in favor of the UK. But Heaven is battling. Roddy, you picked East. Yeah, but that's Central. They are lying to us. It's just Central. I cannot believe that some of these gamers did not know that East didn't exist. Roddy shove any jacks? I think I had jacks only once. You know, in the very beginning of the weekend, Juanito, this was when there was only like 4 or 5 people sitting at the table. I think I got aces, ace king, and aces in like the first 30 minutes of playing. But literally like $0 were made because it was only 4 people and everybody just folded. And then I was actually card that for a very long time. On the second day, I got queens 4 times and I went 0 for 4. Every flop had an ace king or both on it. It's just a disaster. It was a disaster. But overall, I did alright. I had nothing to complain about.
Round 3. Fight.
Didn't get an impre? No. I basically nobody 3-bets. Only Molten 3-bets. The rest of the table does not 3-bet. It doesn't matter what they have, good, bad, medium. There's never any 3-bet. So I can only raise and then I have 5 callers. And then you play queens in a 5-way pot. And then the flop is ace, king, 4, all spades. And you don't have the queen of spades. And you're like, well, I'm not winning this hand, am I? Alright guys, top right side of Tokamak. We are looking in the main base of the Protoss. It is Heaven. Bottom left side, representing the UK, it is GamerRichy. GamerRichy Jr., aka Nico, played earlier, got a very convincing 3-0. That was very fun for me, because I was unfamiliar with Nico. I really did not know a lot about him. And now I'm excited to follow his journey and learn more about this 21-year-old Terran from the UK. Obviously, these two guys I'm very familiar with, and I've seen them a lot. I've played many games against them. And in my mind, it was going to be very even. So far, I think it is very even. Will there be poker at the next Home Story Cup? Absolutely. There's always poker at the Home Story Cup. It is one of the oldest traditions at Home Story Cup. I think we started playing poker either at Home Story Cup 3 or Home Story Cup 4. And there has never been an HSC without any poker. There was 1 or 2 Home Story Cups where I think Dennis had the poker set laying at home, so we only played like on the final day, or we played like a very simplified version, but it's basically been a thing for like 14 or 15 years straight. The original Booger, as somebody mentioned, saying that they missed me casting. I definitely do think I want to cast the next Home Story Cup again, because I do think it's fun. It makes me feel a bit more invested in the tournament than I normally am. But if there is a world where they would say like, we're just going to go with 2 casters, we'll do Loco and Waddy. Roddy, you can just chill like you did last time. I will actually try to stream the poker table. And I do think it would be really fun. Like, it'd probably be bad quality and the audio will be bad. But it's legitimately, like, if you're a diehard Starcraft fan and you're familiar with the faces that sit at that table, I think you guys would legitimately enjoy watching it. even if you have no interest in poker, just, you know, seeing the gamers sit down, seeing the casters sit down, seeing those community members sit down and listen to the banter, it would legitimately be a pretty fun stream. But my first priority is to cast. If it doesn't work out, I think we can make a fun little poker stream. Yeah, we did indeed at the water park back then, had an official stream with the poker table where Mike Morheim came to Berlin as well. Winter was there. That's when Hero Marine lost his glasses and he showed up at 3 AM at the poker table saying that he can't see anything. Home Story Cup 20 was it. People often ask me, Roddy, what's the best Starcraft event in history? And I do very often say Home Story Cup 20. It was just so special, so cool. Yeah. Gave us under the influence. Hello? Stop! GamerRichy, stop! What are we doing? Oh my god. Tried to kill a hallucinated phoenix, almost killed his own refinery. So the scout by Heaven here, guys, is obviously very good.
Our research is complete.
As that hallucinated phoenix gets deep into the main base, sees 1, 2, 3 racks, sees the eBay. And he is gonna go charge first once more. 4 gate, charge first. With a sentry. Could be very good against 3 racks. And I don't think that GamerRichy is really aware of a whole lot. And it's obviously impossible for a Terran player at this point to say like, oh yeah, this is going to be charge first. Like, how would you know, right? How to watch the official Home Story Cup stream plus Gabe Cooking plus Roddy Poker stream. We should just all go live and then team up, you know, where it's like a squad stream. It'd be so cool. It'd honestly be so cool. James Too Good did a casting event at a house with personalities and pros, private chef, and kept the camera rolling the entire time. Are you talking about Beyond the Summit, the Dota event? Because if you're talking about Beyond the Summit, that is truly inspired by Home Story Cup. And some of the things that they did from Sweden was also really inspired by the original Home Story Cups. Because James Harding, Too Good, actually attended quite a few Home Story Cups in the early days. He even did some very out-of-line casting together with In Control. I'm sure you guys know that if you put In Control and Too Good next to each other, they're both gonna try to outdo one another. And yeah, it gave us Aces ROG once upon a time that people still talk about. It also gives you a couple of very inappropriate lines that you probably don't want to repeat in 2025, but... Very smart, by the way, guys, by GamerRichy to not move out. Heaven is now thinking about making an attack, but against him, against +1, unless the force fields are really good, unless the Guardian Shield is really good, maybe you split off like 3 Zealots in the natural and then you force a fight here. But I think GamerRichy has the army to deal with this, but he needs to be paying attention. He's not paying attention. Oh, this is big for Heaven. This is really big for Heaven as he gets like 6 Marines almost immediately. And with Guardian Shield and extra force field, this is going to be tough. He might has to cancel the CC, right? Don't you have to cancel the CC here? I think you do. The medevacs show up just a little bit too late. GamerRichy did not pay enough attention to his minimap. And he just responded too late, mate. Stop. Just cancel it. I know it's painful, but you have to cancel it for the love of everything. I've got nothing to say.
I have nothing to say. I'm so sorry, I have nothing to say.
You can't say that caught him off guard, guys. We cannot say that we had no time. Yes, we are playing this game on the American server, but I don't know if we can really put that one on ping. I think if we played this game on Mars, we couldn't put it on ping. I mean, it was obviously always going to be a little bit annoying and frustrating. And losing a lot of Marines early and being forced to cancel your base is bad, but straight up losing it makes it even worse. Do we now just like 2 base SCV pool, bunch of Marines? Oh, we have a tiny pool already. I'd say wait until, yeah, 4 mines is actually okay. I kind of like 4 mines. You know, this could still get very difficult, guys, for Heaven. I have lost games like this. I've lost games where I was in a much better spot than Heaven. He does have +2 armor, which is great. But Zealots are so annoying sometimes against SCVs. And are so annoying against Widowmines. Those are really good force fields. No, they're... Okay. No, they're kind of good. Oh, the Widowmine friendly fire is so solid on the side of Heaven. I think this was a really good start. I love that War Prism on the left as well. The big 1-2 for Heaven as he's now eating 1,000,000 Widowmines to the face. Hello? Okay, we got maybe a tiny bit excited there, but it's alright. We've killed 17 SCVs. Just chill, mate. Or get on top of those mines either. Or a Guardian Shield. Do we have one? We don't have a Guardian Shield. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're firing up Storm now, but I think we need extra units. How many gates do we have? We have 13 gateways. That is so many gates for an 8-minute game. Are we good with 13 gates? War Prism in a tiny bit of trouble. And Heaven's army is so tiny, guys. Heaven's army is really, really tiny. Now he's going to lose a bunch of the Zealots that he's warping in right in range of the Marines and the Marauders. Is it still GamerRichy? How on earth is this still GamerRichy? Oh, Widowmines, that's freaking good. I can't believe it. I mean, +2 Zealots is so solid, but the Widowmines have been so freaking frustrating. I think Richie is doing it. Heaven fighting away from the cannon, fighting away from the battery. Now Force. He does almost have Storm. We're going to warp in a couple of Archons instead, but I think these Archons, oh, he's pushing them away. And I still think they're in trouble. The Medevacs are working overtime. No energy left at all. Is it Heaven with the 13 gates and +2 armor? Soon a Storm. He is going to have a Storm in the near future. And we can use, maybe we can use energy recharge soon, right? In 10 seconds he can use energy recharge. Oh my god, this is so freaking close, eh? So freaking close. Is it Heaven or is it GamerRichy? It is really starting to look like it's Richie, but one massive Storm. I'm losing the Nexus is bad though. But we got +2 armor and Storm, energy recharge. There we go, Storm! Oh my god, Heaven! Heaven! Storm straight on the Protoss streams and another one, and he's got more, guys. He's got more. Richie, maybe. Oh my, Richie needs to chill now, no? Guys, our entire army is low. Our entire army is low. These are +2 Zealots. Richie, what are we doing? Is it still Heaven? What was that? Oh my god, what? Okay, now Heaven needs to be careful against the mines. This is now a very, very unique scenario. 2 base against 2 base. But Heaven has +2 armor. And most of the probes, by the way, didn't die, I think. He obviously lost a couple, but he still has more. He's got Storm. Is it still Heaven? Big question mark. Losing the prison does suck, though. Richie does not want to slow down. He wants to keep on sending it. He's got double the army supply. Both 4 or 5 High Templars are about to have Storm, but they don't have Storm yet. That's a cancel. That is an easy cancel. There's more Terran units streaming to the other side of the map. Zealots are going to try to get on top of SCVs. Oh, mate, that's... Heaven has 44 army supply, and 16 of it is on the other side of the map. He says, I don't need any Zealots at home. I've got Storm. Okay, these Zealots are not going to die, by the way. That's going to be so difficult for GamerRichy to deal with. And what is he going to do? Is he going to go home? Is he going to try to end it? Oh, that is good. That is very good, but... He's going to lose these units, obviously, but... Raising the depots is massive. High Templar count is high, though. It is very high. And the Medevacs are regenerating a lot of energy. 1 pylon powering 4 gates. If you unpower it, Heaven only has 9 gateways left. Basically, no production. This is one hell of a game. The army is big, though, for Richie. And Richie is just baiting out Storm after Storm. But with energy recharge, you just have Storm for days. What is this? Why did we load up a full medevac with units? What is he doing? What is he doing? No. Okay, somehow that medevac lives. The Widowmines did not kill it. The Storms did not kill it. The Sentries didn't kill it. I don't know. It's so difficult to kill these Protoss units with +2 armor, with Guardian Shields, with infinite amounts of Storm. And the Zealots that Heaven sent to the other side of the map are now returning. The medevacs are dying. I think it's Heaven. It is starting to look like it is Heaven after all. I don't even think he has Blink, by the way, right? He does have Blink, sorry. Heaven keeps the 3rd Nexus alive. Has used pretty much all of his Storms. Now, he does need to be careful. He is continuing the chase. This is the fight. We started fighting like, what, 5 minutes ago? Oh, what a 6 Storm. That is a very, very, very good Storm. The never-ending fight, but Richie feels he can no longer do it. And Heaven, with a very clean hold. When did this fight start, guys? That was ridiculous. Was this like a 5-minute fight? Oh, we were already battling here for a while. That was a legit 5 minutes of battling. 7:30, and it was a non-stop battle until past the 12-minute mark. But it is heaven, with a big shout out to Energy Recharge, who takes the 2-1 lead. He fired up Storm at a maybe questionable moment, because he was obviously under an immense amount of pressure, but he bought enough time to make it count. Big thank you to Nels SC2 for the tier 1 sub, we really appreciate it. And Astronest earlier with the tier 3 resub, 54 months, a legend. That was a fun game, guys. Probably the most fun game of the day. Even if it was only 12 minutes, I think it was really fun. Right. Flight confirmed. Flying out on the 20th, flying home on the 26th. There's obviously a small chance that that will change. That was fun. Heaven and GamerRichy with the casual 5-minute battle. Good decision, I think, to send the Zealots to the other side of the map. Even though it was a little much, I think if you have +2 armor there, you don't need to send that many Zealots. I think 5 would accomplish the exact same as 8 or 9 would do, but in the end, it created enough chaos. It cut off some reinforcements. It slowed down the mining time even more. And it was good enough. What MMR these two? I see GamerRichy at like 5.3, 5.4. He's been a bit higher in the past, but I think these days I can take a look actually at that profiles made. I don't know what server we're on, if it's Europe or NA. Yeah. GamerRichy 5.406. Evan clearly very, very competitive. I think Heaven at his best is 5.4, 5.5 apparently even. This is really solid. But I've also seen him be like 5-1, 5-2. It depends a bit on the mood of the gamers. How many barcodes are we running into? How many Protosses do we run into? There's more? Of course there's more. It's a best of 5. Score is 2-1 in favor of Heaven. Game 4 will be on Europe.
Round 4. Fight!
Bottom left side of Ultra Love. We are looking at the main base of the man who just pulled off a ridiculous hold, but he got it done, and that's all that matters. It is Heaven. A really fun game. Messy, scrappy, chaotic. It obviously started with his initial attack that I think could have truly backfired if this man would have just expected it, if he saw it coming, and maybe also canceled that CC. Would have helped him a little bit. But he still gave us a banger of a game afterwards, which should give him some confidence. From the UK, down 1-2, it is GamerRichy. It is all night long UK versus USA today here on the 4th of July. May the force be with you, ho ho ho. Independence Day. Maybe I'll fire it up tonight once I'm done. Exciting weekend ahead of us, guys, because we've got some of the qualifiers for that Polish tournament that's happening right after EWC. In case some of you guys missed it, the Polish scene has announced an $8,000 offline one-day event 2 days after EWC. The qualifiers will start actually tonight already, right? I think tonight we have the Polish qualifier. Tomorrow we've got an open qualifier. On Sunday we have a bit of a qualifier, and then next week we have a bit of a qualifier. I will be covering a lot of it tomorrow. And then once it's done, I'll do a F1 race with my amigos. Everyone is welcome, of course. If you have F1 25, you want to play with us, you are welcome. Sunday, I'm going to have a birthday dinner. My mom is turning 69. And behave, chat. That's my mom. I will tolerate no inappropriate jokes at all when it comes to my mommy. You guys can bash me all day, every day, but not my mom. So we're going to have a fun little family dinner on Sunday. But then as soon as I'm back, I will also be casting whatever games are still going on in that Polish qualifier. Could my mom get 5k on Protoss? Well, I have a clip. My mom is actually undefeated, Cobblestone. After this game, if I don't forget it, I have a clip for you. My mom is 1-0 in her lifetime. I bet she's really good at cooking. I would say so, yes. I had nothing to complain about. Even though I got slapped a little bit as a kid when there were certain healthy meals that I didn't like. And I would come up with excuses on why I didn't want to eat it. My mom would get a little upset at me. I shared this story once, but I really, really, really hated spinach. There's like spinach with, it's just, I hated it so much as a kid. But my mom would make it from time to time. And she would kind of tell me to just eat it. Deal with it. But I hated it so much that what I would do, you guys are going to freak out. But when my mom was not paying attention or talking to my dad or my brother, I would take a bit and I would put it in my pocket. So I would just hide the fact that I wasn't eating it, and I would sneak it into my pocket. And one day my mom saw it, and she got so freaking mad at me. Rightfully so. But yeah, I couldn't eat it. And then when I would try to eat it, I would kind of have like the gag reflex, you know, be like, ugh. And I would also trigger my mom. She's like, what the hell? I'm doing my best over here for you. I'm trying to give you healthy food. Yeah. But a lot of the meals were 10 out of 10. I love my mom's cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. All of that was really good. I just really hated spinach. Badly. And in Dutch we have andijvie, and I don't know how to translate that, but it's like sort of like spinach, but I hated both of them so bad. Andijvie and spinazie. Both. They're not low for me. Alright, back to Starcraft. Sorry guys. Heaven once more going charge first. Yeah, okay. I hate it. Sorry. We've got a double Reaper Hellion medevac opening. What is in the medevac? Triple mine. Honestly, kind of smart, guys. I like triple mine against the Protoss that has been opening Zealot Charge. I think it's an excellent build order decision by GamerRichy. And let's see what we can get done. Not one, not two, but three Widow Mines. Where are we going to pull? Oh, this is going to be bad. No, honestly, it's not bad at all. Widow Mines are just so underwhelming these days. Really solid defense. A lot of lost mining time to be. Don't lose your medevac, mate. Just fly it away. The medevac is too important. Did we kill all the mines, guys? Yes, we have. So, 3 probes. Honestly, you could say that that's very well handled by Heaven. Don't lose your medevac, please. But I have to address the lost mining time. Pulling all the probes away in the main and then pulling all the probes away in the natural. That does truly slow things down on the side of the Protoss. I think overall Heaven is alright with it. Not sure why GamerRichy just kind of donated the Reapers and the Hellions there towards the tail end of all of that. But we're going to have to ask him about it one day. Now we are chilling with a low HP medevac in the center of the map. Five racks. We're going to pull SCVs. 5 racks into... I mean, a lot of people say you cannot pull SCVs into Storm. I think there are moments where you absolutely can. I would rather pull them into Storm than into Colossus. I think against Colossus they do incredibly little. Against Storm, what they can do at least is bait out a Storm, so the SCVs are dying and not your bio units are dying. And if we're all-inning anyway, we may as well. I don't get it, Cobble. Would that be a compliment? We are supply block 86 out of 86. Those depots are only halfway done, but here we go. There's at least a tiny SCV pull. He's definitely nowhere near as extreme with it as some of the other Terrans that I've seen. It's kind of like a fuser amount of SCVs, where it's like we're kind of SCV pulling, but we're also not Omega all in immediately. Storm is done. First storm from the high ground is good in the middle of a lot of the Marines. Second storm, pretty freaking good too. Almost killed with an observer. Oh, he needs another one as we left some High Templars behind in the natural. This is really good for Heaven. Even if the rest of Heaven's army is not that big yet. So far, I want to say so good. We've got one more storm remaining. Get Archons, mate. Oh, that's such a good one. That is a really, really good one. Is there another one available? Yes, he's got one more. The Widow Mines are not really connecting yet. They should eventually connect. That is our absolute final storm. No bio units remaining at all. Is it Heaven for the United States of America? Or can GamerRichy turn this into something? I really don't believe it. It's 2 base against 3 base. Down 17 workers. With energy recharge, Protoss just has so many freaking storms these days. It's a big win by Heaven. Obviously, he's doing well. He is doing very well, and he's on the verge of walking away with 100 buckies as we've got a War Prism warping in a bunch of Zealots on the other side of the map. GamerRichy has no units at home, and the US of A gets one on the board, and the 100 bucks will go to heaven as he gets a 3-1 victory over GamerRichy. Really good job there. Obviously amazing game 3. That was super fun. That was omega freaking close. This final game, yeah, maybe SCV pulling into Storm is just bad. It could have something to do with Ultra Love as well, because there's obviously a ramp on both sides, and then you can't really see where the High Templars are coming from. Maybe the storms will disconnect in bigger ways than it would on, let's say, ley lines or some other map. Protoss just has so many storms with energy recharge. You bet all your points on heaven. You never doubt it. Let's see what you guys voted for in the end. USA gets their first W, guys. Fun series with a very, very fun close game 3. 62% believed in heaven, 38% believed in GamerRichy. And it is heaven who gets the 100 buckies. Which means that we are getting close towards the end here on the Friday night. But we've got one more fun series, and that is a Figaro versus Accaroni. Best of 5, a main event. Obviously, community series tonight, guys. BBB number 97. 200 bucks on the line for this series. Figaro is a UK Zerg, and Accaroni is a USA Protoss. I'll give you guys 15 minutes. The winner gets $150. The loser will still get 50. So obviously being invited to play in the main event is already a W. But hey, if you're here, you want to put on a good show, and you want to get the dub. Since it is the 4th of July, and we were gone for a while, and I think the pro scene right now is like a little bit funky, because a lot of the pros, they don't want to play in almost anything because they're getting ready for Esports World Cup. And then a lot of the other ones that barely did not make it, they don't want to play because they're very sad that they didn't make it. So next week, I'll obviously try to get some of the bigger names again, but I thought today was a good day to just give some money to our community members and to good video gamers, but not necessarily the top 10 or top 20 in the world. I'll take a tiny break, and by the time that I come back, it is time for our ZVP main event, Figaro vs Accaroni. All night long, you guys have been voting for Protoss. I wonder if you guys will vote for Protoss here. Should it be EU or NA? We'll service swap Figaro, so depends what you guys agree upon, but we're gonna swap either way. After every game, we're gonna swap. So anyway, unless Accaroni's from the West Coast, but I don't think he is. Anyway, be right back. See you guys soon. Main event, best of 5 coming up.
I'll go crazy for your love right now.